Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to some more World of Warships. And today I originally thought I was going to do a live stream, but some things have come up that I'm not able to, so I'm going to quickly pump out this video just so you guys have a video for today. And I figured I might as well show off a video of the Musashi. Now, I don't actually own the Musashi. I'm still trying to grind up enough free XP to get the Kronstadt. But this is actually a replay that I personally did play, but this was on my friend's account who was babysitting while he was currently working on his computer and wanted some help with some campaigns, so I offered to assist him. I'm currently on my good friend Brandon's account. On our team we have Alsace, Musashi, Alabama, KGV, Baltimore, Cleveland, Hipper, Otago, Atlanta, Fletcher, C-23, and a Minsk. On the enemy team, 2 Iowas, Key, Gneisenau, Cleveland, Charles Mantel, Hipper, Otago, Atlanta, Tashkent, C-23, and a Z-39. So, a couple things. First off, obviously I did want to talk about the Musashi because I'm kind of late to the party. I've never actually had the opportunity to really play the Musashi. Now, the Musashi is essentially the downgraded version of the Yamato. She doesn't have that good of AA. As you can kind of see on the left there, actually just does display all her secondary and AA specs, which I really do like that mod. I think it's really beneficial. Also, she will show you if they are destroyed, so that's a great way if you're kind of curious on your survivability on your AA guns. So, Musashi, it's essentially Yamato. It has Yamato caliber guns, it has the overmatched mechanic. They're just generally not as accurate as Yamato, and that's a lot of complaints I hear from people who play the Musashi, is that it's unreliable. I didn't have that big of an issue. As far as gameplay style, just play her like your Yamato. If you've never owned the Yamato, just stick your bow in and just tank damage because she has really good bow armor. Very weak side armor, so you don't want to be showing a lot of broadside. And her guns hit pretty hard. Probably a major issue is also she does overpen quite a bit, just because of the caliber of her shells. Does overpen. Don't exactly know why this Tashkent decided to rush out like this. This is far too close for a Tashkent. And yeah, I'm opening up. Didn't even need to. Otago does take out the Tashkent, so doing really good there. Now, there's another thing I did want to talk about as we're going. Like I said, the Musashi is very, very similar. Is the update for 7.6 is coming out, which means the new American cruisers are coming out, which I'm excited for. I mean, always it's exciting for a new ship line to come out. And it does really benefit me because I currently am not grinding up anything, and I play World of Warships to grind and to test these new ships, so it's very exciting for me personally to try out these new ships that are coming out. And kind of got me thinking, I think the major reason why they're doing this, especially with how they've kind of spec'd the light cruisers, is to nerf the destroyer meta that was around for a long time. I remember games where it was predominantly battleships and predominantly destroyers. And destroyers are very potent if left, especially in later games, in the late game. They're very, very prominent. So that's why it's generally always focused down the destroyers as quickly as possible. Because they can play such a major role. And with the new addition to these light cruisers, which all of them have radar, starting from 8 and above, and they all are fast firing HE spammers. They all fire 152. Worcester at tier 10 has 12 of them, so you can kind of see that they're really designed to take out destroyers. And I mean, it's kind of nice. It's kind of bringing back the balance, because the major issue I've had with this game is the fact that you rarely saw a lot of cruisers. Not saying that's never happens. You know, you never see cruisers in game, blah 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 blah. But it was pretty much the exception of the game of seeing a more cruiser, and generally what you normally would expect in World of Warships is maybe 2 or 3 battleships per side. Majority of the ships would be cruisers and probably 2 or 3 destroyers, and that's normally what you would expect because cruisers are very potent. Yes, they are weaker, especially low tiers. If you get damaged, lose half and less of your health, if you lose half or more of your health, you're pretty much not going to be doing much in the battle. You're very quick and easy to get killed. So late tiers, especially late tiers, are very potent, and that's kind of how Clan Wars is. Clan Wars is the exact same way. Predominantly going to be cruisers, and they play a very powerful and major role. So in the middle of this battle, as you can see, we are predominantly the focus, and this is, like I said, the Musashi and the Yamato are really good at this. They can tank damage. Best way to take out a enemy ship is to burn it down, such as this Atlanta that is doing. This Atlanta is going to get his comeuppance here in a moment. He is definitely a major pain, as well as this Cleveland. We'll see them a little bit later. So those things are coming out here in a couple days, I believe, because they just updated the video on it. So it's generally a couple days until they actually start to come out. So here in a little bit, they'll actually upload the update, and we'll be doing a live stream. Of course, I'm going to be testing out all the ships, and then I'll be making videos on them. But as I normally do, I always like to do a live stream just to show off the ships that are there. So that is definitely a major thing. They're also coming out with a new economics, which is interesting. I believe there's coal and steel. You can use them to purchase ships, as well as buy like camos and flags, and there was something along the line you can even buy the Kronstadt with steel, which is interesting. Don't know why exactly they're allowing that, because it was predominantly used for anyone that is in the Typhoon League and getting the Stalingrad flags. And ooh, wow, that's actually kind of nice. That's actually our first skill. Devastating strike with close quarter expert. It's actually really nice. Secondaries, they're decent, but once again, I really like this mod right here. I love this mod that's on. This is from the Aslan WoW mod pack, and a lot of people complain because there are some mods that are kind of cheaty, and I don't run those anymore. I still like the angle mod. I think it's nice. I think it's beneficial, and yeah, you could say it's a little bit cheaty, but it's allowed by Wargaming, so you can still use it. Alright, so that's pretty much the major thing. I think Zhao and Gearing are getting new type of torpedoes in this update, which is going to be interesting. I believe the Zhao is getting essentially the Shimakaze torps, the range of 12 kilometers, so all the benefits there. But also the Gearing is getting Fletcher torps, so I believe they're shorter range but a little bit faster. Gearing has nice range, the best range actually, for the amount of speed and damage it can actually do. So it is going to get Fletcher torps last time I heard, so that is going to be interesting. Maybe it's going to help the Gearing with the power creep that it's been experiencing, and it's been experiencing a lot. Ooh, oh, nice. Big old citadel there on that Atlanta. Atlanta has, I think, pretty much been bombarding us the entire time, and we get a citadel, and nice. That is actually our second kill. So Musashi's kind of behaving. I think RNG really played a major part in that aspect, landing straight through the deck armor of the Atlanta, providing us a citadel. And these guns are Yamato guns. I mean, they hit hard. Anyways, so always very nice to see these guns actually working for you. Now, would I buy the Musashi? I don't know, if I had like plenty of free XP, I would buy it just to have it, because it prints money just like the Missouri. It does print money. As you will see at the end screen, it does a really good job there. And let's see if we can take out this Cleveland. This Cleveland's actually been a pain, and no damage penetration right there. But at least we get the kill there. So that is our third kill of the game. We're doing nicely on damage, 120k, coming around to the broadside of this Iowa. And the enemy team's actually been doing a good job as far as the objective is concerned. They had and held A and C for a while, but we are definitely the ones that are doing the better job taking out the enemy ships. So this is probably going to turn out for a victory for us. Though there is still a destroyer around, we don't know exactly where it is at the moment. At least he was last spotted southwest of C, just to the southeast of B, somewhere in those islands, probably is south currently. So yeah, not a bad battle. Still gonna have a few more opportunities to get a little bit more damage. We aren't spotted, which is actually very beneficial, which is nice. Other thing, I just was thinking the other day, especially with carriers, I don't know how I feel about carriers. As far as historically speaking, they were very, very relevant in World War II, as not the style, but the tactics of the war did switch quite heavily into carrier. Obviously, Japan used it a lot during the attacks of Pearl Harbor and also throughout the war, and we eventually switched over. So eventually battleships, that's which led to the death of the Yamato, died to the attacks from torpedo planes and dive bombers. So in the game, historically speaking, carriers are very prevalent and relevant, which in the game they do very, very similar job. They provide spotting, they provide the attacks, but for the most part, carriers they're either super OP, or they struggle. They struggle a lot, especially with the new USN line light cruiser coming out. They're gonna struggle even more, and I don't know how Wargaming is ever gonna fix this. And we actually earned a Citadel and Confederate on that enemy hipper, I believe. Mage is just coming out. There's not much the enemy team can do. And this is one thing I will have to say, World of Warship is vastly different from Worlds of Tank. Yes, World of Tanks is very, very slow, or sorry, fast paced. World of Warships is very, very slow paced. But it's almost nigh impossible for a team to come back from this big of a difference in both ships and point difference. I don't even think World of Tank does a point system like this. I think it's predominantly either standard or I think it's called Assault. Correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong on this. But I very rarely have ever seen a team come back, but the enemy team is going to go down because of this key. Earned high caliber, so not a bad battle, honestly. Let's see actually who's going to get the kill. Third turret is swinging around. And one other thing, Musashi has fantastic range. And of course we get a ricochet there. So as you can see, team earned a victory. And this thing does print money. 1,004,187 silver, 9,908 XP, 7,078 for XP, which is actually really nice. Did earn devastating strike, Confederate, fireproof, close quarter expert, and high caliber. We did 164,265 points of damage. 53 shell hits, 3 kills, 4 citadels, which is always kind of nice. We were top of the team with base XP of 2,090. Majority of our damage was against the enemy battleships and also against those 3 cruisers. Armor piercing, like I said, for the most part is really good, but you will see over penetrations, and then some people will actually use HE on a Yamato. I have seen it. and I think it really comes down to British battleships using a lot of HE, especially low tiers. Low tiers just tick me off. Seeing a lot of low tier battleships using HE. It's so aggravating. I know it's a tactic. Actually is a good tactic because they have a good damage, but also a good fire chance. But the guns are so much better with armor piercing. Even against destroyers, I think even against destroyers, armor piercing is a much better advantage for you to use than HE. So always use that. But yeah, that was kind of a quick look at the Musashi. Decent battle. I've had relative success when I did try her out when I was playing on my friend's account, and hopefully it would also prove beneficial for you guys to decide whether or not you want the Musashi. I will have to say I'm looking forward to the upcoming US and light cruisers coming out here soon. Also looking for the new split branch IGN line that is eventually supposed to be coming out. I think they're still working on it. And even the British destroyers that are supposed to be in the process of being worked on. That's going to prove interesting, especially with how, as of late, it seems like the meta is switching back towards cruisers, which I kind of like because I'm kind of a cruiser player, which is always super nice. But anyways, this is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.